Hi, my friends. It is time for math now. Today we are starting a new unit, and it is called measurement. And measurement means we're going to be talking about size, we're going to be talking about length, and we're going to be talking about height. Okay? Today we're going to focus on 3 words today, okay? And that is biggest, smallest, and middle sized. Can you repeat that after me? Biggest, smallest, and middle sized. Now, I'm sure you guys know what the word biggest means, what the word smallest means, but you might be like, Mrs. Boyce, I'm not sure what middle sized means, okay? So what middle size means is it's not the smallest, it's not the biggest, it's right in the middle. So we're going to do a few examples before we get into our worksheet, okay? So on my whiteboard, okay, I have 3 squares. I have a pink square, I have a black square, and I have a blue square. And I want you to look at the sizes of those squares, okay? Now, I want you in your head to think first about their sizes. Which one is the biggest? Which one is the smallest? And which one's in the middle sized? So which one's in the middle? It's not the smallest, but it's not the biggest, okay? So real quick, let's think. Which one is the biggest? Is it the pink one, the black one, or the blue one? Which one's the biggest? Just shout out, shout out. That's right. The pink one is the biggest, okay? So we're going to take our pencil. I'm going to take my marker, and we're going to circle the biggest. Okay, so we circled the biggest. Now I want you to think, look at now, out of these 3 shapes, we're still doing those 3 shapes. Which one is the smallest? Is it the pink one, the black one, or the blue one? Which one's the smallest? Just shout it out. That's right, the black one is the smallest. So we're gonna X out the black one. And now let's look at the shapes. Which square is the middle sized? It means it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest. Is it the pink square, the black square, or the blue square? That's right, it's the blue square. So for the blue square, we're going to underline it. Now you're probably wondering why I just did that. Well, it's going to help us in our worksheet because that's exactly what the directions say. They want us to circle the biggest object, X out the smallest object, and put a line under the middle-sized object. So let's go through real quick. The pink square is the biggest. The black square is the smallest. And the blue one is the middle-sized. All right, we're going to do another example. I'm going to pause real quick so I can erase and get a new example up. All right, my friends, now I have 3 stars on my whiteboard, okay? Now I want you to think about before we, sorry, I'm leaning against my cheek. Before we get started with the questions, I want you to try to identify which one's the smallest, which one's the biggest, and which one's in the middle. Just try it real quick. Which one's the biggest? Which one's the smallest? And which one's the middle sized? All right, you think you got your answers in your head? All right, let's start. So let's start with the biggest. Which color star is the biggest? Is it the pink one, the black one, or the blue one? Just shout out your answers. Which one is it? That's right, the pink one. Awesome work. So we are going to circle the biggest star because that's what it does on our worksheet. Circle the biggest star. Now look, my friends. Which star is the smallest? Is it the blue star, the pink star, or the black star? Shout out your answers. That's right. The blue star is the smallest. We're going to X out the smallest. Awesome work. All right, the last one. Are you ready? Which one is the middle sized? Is it the pink, the blue, or the black one? Which one's the middle sized? Because it's not the biggest and it's not the smallest. Which one is it? The black one. And we are going to underline the black one. All right, so let's describe these stars. The pink one is the biggest. The black one is the middle sized. And the blue one is the smallest. All right, do we think we understand the concepts of bigger, smallest, biggest, smallest, and middle sized? All right, I think we're actually ready to move on to our worksheet, okay? So what we're going to be working on today is worksheet 5.1, okay? So it should have this, it should look like this. It should have animals on the front and some dominoes on the back, okay? So I'm actually gonna project it on my screen so it's easier for you guys to follow. So again, please find 5.1 and a pencil. All right, my friends, so you should have 5.1 worksheet out and a pencil. If you don't have that, just pause real quick until you have those two things, okay? So, like we did on the my whiteboard, the directions say we are going to circle the biggest, put an X on the smallest, and underline the middle size, okay? So let's get started, okay? I want you to look at the bunnies. We have 3 bunnies here, okay? I want you to put your finger on the biggest. Can you put your finger on the biggest bunny in this, on this page? Sorry, not in this page, on this page. Which one is the biggest? Your finger should be on this one. With your pencil, please circle around the biggest bunny, okay? Circle the biggest bunny. All right, now we're gonna use our magical fingers again. Please put your finger on the smallest bunny. Put your finger on the smallest bunny. Your finger should be on this one. For the smallest, you're going to put an X on the smallest. So cross out the smallest bunny. Awesome work. So we got the biggest bunny, the smallest bunny. Now I want you to put your finger on the bunny that's in the middle-sized bunny. It's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's middle-sized. Which one is that bunny? That's right, it's this one right here. So I want you to put a line underneath that bunny. Okay, so you should have circled the biggest bunny, put an X on the smallest bunny, and put a line under the middle-sized bunny. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing with the next few, and then actually you're gonna do the last 3 by yourself, okay? So but don't worry about that yet. We're gonna get enough practice before we get to those 3 ones, okay? So we're talking about kitty cats, okay? We're talking about those kitty cats that go meow. All right, I need you to put your finger, I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. Put your finger on the smallest kitty cat. Put your finger on the smallest kitty cat. Yeah, that's right. You should be on this one. Does anyone remember what we do with the smallest object? That's right. We cross it out with your pencil. Cross out that bunny. Bunny. Cat. Mrs. Boards. I'm going back to the first one we did. We're doing cats now. Silly. All right. So you should have crossed out the smallest kitty cat. All right. Next one, listen really carefully. Put your finger on the biggest kitty cat. Put your finger on the biggest kitty cat. That's right, you should be on this one right here. Does anyone remember what we do with the biggest kitty cat? We circle it, that's right. So with your pencil, circle the biggest kitty cat. Awesome work. Now I want you to put your finger on the middle-sized kitty cat. And that's the one that's not the biggest. It's not the smallest. It's in the middle. It's the middle-sized kitty cat. Put your finger on it. Awesome. It should be this one right here. And what do we do with it? We underline it or put a line underneath it. It means the same thing. So if you want to underline something, you just put a line underneath the object. So I'm going to intertwine. So it means I might say underline or put a line underneath it. They mean the same thing, okay? Because I always mix those up, and they mean the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. But I just want to make sure you guys understand that, okay? So I could say underline or put a line under it, okay? All right, good job. So we have the biggest kitty cat. We have the smallest kitty cat. And we have the middle-sized kitty cat. All right, let's move on to the horses. Okay, I'm going to switch it up again. Can you put your finger on the middle-sized horse? This one's a little tricky because we don't have anything else marked. Look at the horse that's not the biggest. It's not the smallest. It's in the middle. It's the middle-sized one. That's right. You should have your finger on this one. So please underline it or put a line under the middle-sized horse. Okay? All right, next step. Put your finger on the biggest horse. Put it on the biggest horse. Let's see. Yep, this one right here. With your pencil, you are going to circle it. And now what you're going to do is put your finger on the smallest horse. Smallest. Which one's the smallest? That's right, right here. And we are going to cross out the smallest. Awesome work. You guys are doing such a great job. You guys are so smart. I knew you guys would get this lesson really well. All right. And if I'm ever going too fast, just pause me because I don't want to rush anyone. All right. Let's move on to the pigs. All right. We're going to move on to the pigs. Now I'm going to tell you the directions before I even do it, okay? So I want you to put your finger on the smallest pig, okay? Put your finger on the smallest pig. When you find the smallest pig, can you please put an X on it? All right, do you think you have your answer? All right, let's check. This one, or this one? Which one's the smallest? This one right here. So make sure you crossed out this one. Okay? Next step. Let's see. Can you find the biggest pig? Put your finger on the biggest pig. Once you find the biggest pig, I want you to put a circle around it. Okay? Put a circle around the biggest pig. All right, let's check and see if you got it. This one is the biggest pig, so it should have a circle around it. Or as best, it kind of looks like a square, but just do your best. Okay? Now the last one. Put your finger on the middle-sized pig. Put your finger on the middle-sized pig. And when you find that middle-sized pig, I want you to put a line underneath it. All right, let's check and see how you did. That should be the pig you underlined, okay? How do we do? Thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down. It's okay if you got some thumbs down or thumbs in the middle. We're going to keep trying, all right, as long as you tried your best. All right, we're going to do the same thing with the dogs, okay? Okay, put your finger on the biggest dog. Put your finger on the biggest dog. Once you find that biggest dog, I want you to put a circle around it, okay? Once you find the biggest dog, put a circle around it. All right, let's check. You should have circled this dog right here. Okay. Next step. find the smallest dog, okay? Find the smallest dog. Once you have found the smallest dog, you're gonna put an X on it, okay? Once you find the smallest dog, put an X on it. All right, let's check. You should have put an X on this dog. Okay. Now the last one. Find the middle-sized dog. It's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's the middle-sized dog. Can you put your finger on it? And once you find the middle-sized dog, you're gonna need to put a line underneath it or underline it. Okay, so you're gonna put a line underneath it or underline it. All right, you should have underlined that dog right there. All right, how do we do? Thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down. Okay, all right. Just keep trying. If you got some thumbs in the middle, thumbs down, it's okay. Remember, we're looking for the biggest, the smallest, and the middle-sized, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do with the fish, I'm going to give you the directions all together, and then you need to do all 3 steps by yourself, all right? Okay, let's try it. We're looking at these fish. You're going to circle the biggest, X out the smallest, and put a line or underline the middle-sized, okay? I'm going to repeat the directions 2 more times, and then you're going to get a few moments to try yourself. Okay, you're going to circle the biggest, you're going to put an X on the smallest, and you're going to underline the middle-sized. All right, you're going to circle the biggest, X out the smallest, and put a line under the middle size. All right, I want you to try that right now. I want you to try that right now for me. Remember, we're circling the biggest, Xing out the smallest, and putting a line under the middle size. I want you to try it. All right, if you need a few more moments to just finish up, just pause the video, okay? All right, let's check and see. So you should have circled the biggest. You should have X'd out the smallest. And you should put a line under the middle-sized. Okay, so you should have circled the biggest, X'd out the smallest, and put a line under the middle-sized, okay? All right, I want you to check and make sure your answers are correct before we move on to the next step. Okay, remember how I said the last 3 are on your own? Okay, so you're gonna do the last 3 on your own. I'm not even gonna show you them after it. Your moms and dads or grandpas or grandmas, whoever's watching you, is gonna take a picture and show me how you did it on the last 3, okay? So the last 3 you're doing by yourself. Remember the directions? You circle the biggest, you X out the smallest, and you put a line under the middle-sized, okay? So you're gonna do all 3 of these ones. So you're gonna do all the mice, all the turtles, and all the parrots, okay? Remember last time, you're gonna circle the biggest, you're gonna X out the smallest, and you're gonna put a line under the middle-sized, okay? I want you to try that right now and finish up these 3, okay? When you have finished up these 3 picture boxes, I want you to flip over the paper and unpause the video. So right now I want you to pause, and then when you're done, unpause the video. All right, so you should only be on the back if you finish those last 3 problems. If you did not, pause the video, and then when you are ready, unpause it. All right, so my friends should be all done with the front, and now we're gonna start on the back, okay? So it says fill in the missing dots to make 5. Okay, so they give us dominoes and what they want us to do. So they give us 2 on this side. On the other side, they want us to make how many more dots it makes to make 5, okay? So it wants us to put how many dots we need to make 5. So let's try this out, okay? We did 2 methods of this, and I think the second method we did works a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to count how many dots we have. We have 1, 2, and then we're going to draw and count on till 5. So let's start over. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh. There we go. Let's try that one more time. Sorry about that. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why it just turned blue. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's kind of make sure this domino has 5 dots on it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so did we do the correct amount of dots on both sides? Yes. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to do the next 2 together, and then the rest of the page is by yourself, okay? Let's do the next one. Ready? Remember, we count how many dots we have, and then we draw and count on until we get 5, okay? Watch what I do. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So let's kind of make sure all the dots all together make 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is this domino correct? Yes. All right. Last one. Okay, we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's check our answers and make sure we have 5 all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for the rest of the page, my friends, you are going to make sure every domino only has 5 dots on it, okay? So you're going to make sure every domino only has 5 dots on it, all right? Do you think you're ready to start on your own? I think so. Okay. And if you make a mistake, it's okay as long as you try your best. But I do ask, once you are done, let anyone at home know, and they're going to send me a picture of your work, okay? Awesome job with math today, and I will see you guys soon, all right? Bye, my friends, and good luck.